But when I asked somebody last night, it hasn't been going out on social media, and also constantly been put on there, set as a trap. They had no intention of us getting any numbers down here today, and they've done the very best to put the boot in every which way. And the weather's gone against us as well, of course. They're not responsible for that, but they are responsible for the fact that they haven't been putting it out. Even on protests for London on Telegram, there wasn't really even putting that much out. There was only the odd post that they put out on that. So I was having to put posters on there all the time. But I don't use social media, so I've not been able to check, and they know that as well. But when I rang somebody last night, several people, they checked on. No, it's nothing on social media, and yet Fiona's been telling me it's going all out social media, it's going everywhere. Rubbish. People didn't even know where to come to today. Because I left it till Friday morning. What I'd never do that again is hold the actual place where we're going to be meeting at. I'll never do that till last minute again, because they controlled the situation. They didn't put it at St James's Park. Lots of people went to, apparently, some people have been here today, they went to Trafalgar Square, they didn't know where to go. But like I say, it's been completely sabotaged. They have controlled opposition within their ranks that I'm aware of anyway. I've told them this before, you have got controlled opposition in there. That's how the cabal operate. And they come to sabotage it more if they try. But we still went to the Crown Corporation, and but people need to realise that those groups, the actual foot soldiers, they don't know about this. But some of the people running those groups, about 9 groups altogether, it's controlled opposition. And they will never ever go to where the problem is, the Crown Corporation. And they will never say this as well. It actually annoyed me last year. I went 3 of those talks, they had them Trafalgar Square last year. Nobody, they're only 4 miles away, nobody talks about where the problem is. Nobody did. They never talk about where the problem is, and even when they've had the marches, they won't go to where the problem is. Because they're not allowed to. They're asking permission from the police where they can go. So that tells you straight away it ain't a freedom march. So they're asking the permission from the police where to go. Now Fiona's told me this, they asked permission. She says Mick from Official Voice insists we ask permission. But people think it's a freedom march, but what is happening, they're asking permission from the police where they can march. They're asking for a risk assessment. You don't need to do that. You're marching, you can go with 10 million people. They put outriders on anyway, you don't ask permission. You go where you want to go, you don't tell them where you're going, you don't ask where you can go. And that's why they'll never go to there, because they ask where they can go. So of course, the Crest of the Dick, if they're asking Crest of the Dick, she's asking the Home Secretary, who's asking the gaffers in the Crown Corporation, who really controlled it. Chatham House, that really controlled. So it isn't a freedom march by any, you think these 9 marches, they're not a freedom march, it's all controlled, completely. And I've told Fiona this, and like I say, she dropped it on me last night, she wasn't coming here today. Well, she wouldn't want to come today when she knows it's a set-up disaster. But people have not even been told where we're meeting at, and it hasn't been going out on social media, so I've been told by a lot of people. But yeah, we still went there though, so but we didn't have the numbers which I wanted. So people need to know that there's a lot of moles within them groups, and they don't want to stop what is happening. Yeah, I'll say to the people, if they're listening in them groups, you that's acting as gophers, you and your families, if they get away with this, you and your families won't survive. So you're collaborating with your own demise. How about that then? Because they're not going to let you live. If they get away with taking us out, you won't be living.